It was a gravel road past Miller's Creek, where the headlights fade and the night runs deep. She thumbed a ride in a summer dress, with a suitcase small and a heart distressed. His pickup rolled like a restless ghost, rust on the doors and a preacher's post. She climbed inside with a nervous grin, never knowing what she was riding in. The woods grew thick where the blacktop died, and the moon hung low in a crooked sky. When he pulled her out by a weathered shack, she thought for sure she ain't coming back. But when he saw her shaking there with tangled gold in her midnight hair, he dropped the rope that was in his hand like something changed he couldn't stand. He said, "Girl, I ain't gonna break you down. You're the prettiest thing I ever found." She was the only one he kept while the others came and the others left. Through the creaking boards and the midnight cries, she learned to live with the devil's lies. And somehow lost in the passing years, two lonely hearts drowned out their fears. The cabin smelled of pine and smoke, and jars of peaches his mama broke, an iron stove and a Bible worn from Sundays long since left and torn. She tried to run when the leaves turned red, barefoot tracks where the frost had spread. But the woods ran wide and the river's cold, and every road led back like he told. When she returned with frozen hands, he wrapped them warm like a gentleman, and that confused her more than plans. Weeks turned to months and the months to years, marked by winters and quiet tears. He'd leave at dusk in that battered truck and come back late with another struck. Young girls crying, begging to leave, promises nobody could believe. 2 nights later the woods grew still, and the moon would shine on the silent hill. She heard their screams through the timber walls, but she never answered their desperate calls. She was the only one he kept while the others came and the others left. She closed her ears to the truth she knew, because the darkness felt safer too. And somehow tangled in fear and time, his broken soul started touching mine. Some nights he'd sit by the lantern's glow, talking soft about long ago. A daddy mean and a mama gone, a childhood dark and a life gone wrong. He'd pour her coffee in chipped tin cups and watch the morning sun come up, never reaching for her skin, like he feared the good within. And slowly something strange took root, like a dying tree bearing forbidden fruit. One winter night when the fire burned low and the north wind screamed through the drifting snow, she walked to where he carved old wood and laid her hand where his pocket knife stood. She said, "I know what you've done to them, but you never once laid a hand on me." He closed his eyes like a wounded man and whispered low, "You're the only one I can." That night she stepped into his arms, knowing well his deadly charms. She was the only one he kept through the blood he spilled and the tears she wept. And somewhere lost in the devil's den, she started loving that broken man. Springtime came with a newborn cry, a fragile breath and a pair of eyes. He held that child with shaking hands like something pure he'd never planned. She laughed and said through weary tears, "Maybe heaven found us here. For the first time hope appeared." But one cool night by the dogwood tree, he walked her out where the fields run free. The baby sleeping in blankets tight under a pale and crooked light. She asked him why he looked so sad, like a man who lost the best he had. He kissed her soft upon the cheek and laid her down in the grass so deep, and the earth drank her heartbeat slow. She was the only one he kept while the others came and the others left. The only woman he ever loved now sleeps beneath the soil above. I grew up in that cabin place with his rough old hands and a weathered face. He taught me how to shoot and pray, and how the wicked lose their way. When I turned 18, he drank all night and told me truths in the lantern light about a girl he loved back then, the only one he never meant to end. I found her grave beneath those trees with wildflowers blowing in the breeze. Now the man who raised me rests below the same cold dirt where the dogwoods grow, because some debts the sun must pay and some ghosts don't fade away.